Yes, hello everybody. As Andres told, from this year we have this large project called Life IP BUILDEST. And first question, why we have this project? So as was mentioned, every European member state country has submitted this long-term renovation strategy. So basically this is the goal. And simplified, the goal is to renovate all the buildings by 2050 minimally or averagely to C energy class. So this is the goal. But there are different type of barriers to what have to be overcome or to achieve this goal. So this is technical barriers related mostly, for example, what was previously presented here. And the idea is to rise the quality of the renovation, so we don't have to, for example, renovate after 15 years, but maybe after 40 years. And we have changing climate already and so on. The other topic is financial barriers, especially actual today regarding the energy prices. As Estonia is a very small market, we have a very fluctuate market, meaning that we can have very strong supply problems, which maybe doesn't happen in larger markets. So we have to be very adaptive and quite smart how to adopt different type of new financial measures, for example. And the last one is this large group is the social barriers, misbeliefs, fears, to lack of knowledge, and so on. So to overcome these barriers, we need to establish some kind of technical, administrative, legislative framework and work out or develop different type of tools to tackle these barriers to execute this renovation wave. So, and to become more precise, and as today we are more focused on apartment buildings, a couple of graphs. So this camel bump on the left side, when you're looking, is the graph from this long-term renovation strategy, and this just illustrates the volumes we need to, what have to be renovated. And this middle ones, where is the I don't know, orange, or what is the colors, or red, orange, where is the threefold we need to rise the volume, is the apartment building. So as you see, there is already happening. There is quite okay system in Estonia. Previously was talking about all the technical details which have been improved over the past year. There are more or less financial solutions available. Of course, problem is not for everybody. For the weaker, it's of course harder and so on. But we still have to improve it a lot. And 18 million, and this is closed netto area, these square meters, is 18 million is the apartment buildings. And when the strategy was written a couple of years ago, the number there was, I think it was 24 billion euros should it cost when, yes, the prices back then. Today, prices, or a couple of, let's say, months ago or beginning of the year, was around 30 billion. Today, it's probably even more. It's due to the reason that the prices in construction sector has risen so sharply. And even this 450 maybe today is already 500 or even more. So we have a big gap to cover with new funds. And the upper graph shows that the instability of the financing side. We can't develop a sustainable market when Some days there are money, some days there are not. Some days there are, some days there are not. Bigger or larger construction companies are not interested in or other market participants. They don't just see the certainty in this fluctuation. And under there is the graph where the red is showed how much money is needed, and blue one is what we have basically. So and the blue one is mostly the next structural fund period. So here is around 360 million euros. And this grant percentage we're still planning to be the same in the next period to the higher prices, but at the same time the strategy sees considering the amount of the buildings which is need to be done. So this is the compromise somehow. So the 40% average construction rate for apartment buildings will probably stay. So this was the short overview what is the problems in apartment building sector and mostly regarding these financial barriers. But to come to introduce this BUILDEST project, so the idea was to put together this all the key players in Estonia who are dealing in that field, and to develop different type of tools, which I show a bit later. So we have 18 partners, 3 ministries, 3 state agencies, for example, CREDEX, who is the major or implementing the most of the housing policy measures, 2 universities, different NGOs, of course, organizer of today's event, of course, obviously is also here, and 3 municipalities, these pilot municipalities, where we try to develop or test different tools. So there are 7 work packages basically. They are just like copy paste tables from the application. So don't bother to read them very carefully. But the idea of this working package is to develop a new type of measures, also improve the strategy itself, and to basically bring all the measures, taxes, supporting measures, financial instruments, all under one roof, and to search the synergies and to cover most parts of the long-term renovation strategy. And under there, as an example, is this scheme. What we're trying to do or what the plan is, and it relates to apartment association exactly. The upper one is for non-residential office buildings, maybe the CO2 voluntary scheme and so on. But the idea is to provide loan to those apartment association doesn't get loan from private banks. So we don't interfere to the market, but we just try to overcome the gap of the market. So the smaller apartment buildings in a rural area, for example. And the idea is to provide as long maturity loan as possible. We'll see how it works out, but the idea is to lower the monthly payments. The longer the period, the lower the monthly payments. So this is just an example. And when we try to give as long maturity loan as possible, it definitely needs that the technical solutions must be on top level. So the quality doesn't get lower during the past year, so you don't have to renovate. And that's why in this work package, all the technical solutions, what we have right now, will be, let's say, taken apart, looking more detail into it. And as said, with apartment buildings, it's rather okay situation regarding technical side, but we have a lot of problems to private houses, as they are so different and they are not these standardized solutions yet, and it would be very, very good that we can get an answer like how to scale this private house sector. Then we have to, of course, demonstrate these technical solutions somewhere. So we have like pilot renovations in Tartu. We try to do the quarter-based. So maybe these 4 buildings, which are in one block, or even 8 buildings, can be renovated in the same way. Also renovated or upgraded the space area between them and so on. But also historic buildings and private houses are in our focus. And we're not testing only the technical things, but also the way we achieve the common decision. So this community engagement has a big focus, and there is definitely EKÜL can be one of the key players in there. And now there are like 2 new topics which in Estonia we haven't paid attention so much previously, is the climate resilience and the circularity. So as the climate is changing, we need new, let's say, standards or approaches regarding the higher humidity or stronger rain or wind bursts. So again, to maintain the quality of the renovation. So new standards, also we look more deeply into the areas where this pluvial or flood risks are higher. So all the drain systems has to be I don't know, recalculated or piloted and so on. So climate resilience side, and the circularity is one part is maybe in sorting all the construction, let's say, waste, which should be named energy, into the more efficient way. And as the strategy states that we also have to demolish, or approximately, we don't know, of course, today this number is the 5,000 apartment buildings due to the urbanization and shrinking rural areas. There are tons of old bricks, basically, try to simplify. So can we use this material, the brick made of, and give the much better quality than we know today? Maybe interior walls can be done or whatever. So this is the idea in this work package, to look more detail into it. The digital tools, Ivo first speech also mentioned a bit. So even though today we have a lot of problems with our registry, after 5 years you will look back and you are all forgotten it, the problems. But the thing is, yeah, we need the data set up much better than it is today. So this is what we call this building logbook, digital building logbook. So all the data of the building is in the registry. The dynamic data, for example, under this project, we're trying to move towards automated energy label. So there is no need for these kind of buildings who are in the district heating system to order an energy audit or label from a person. It will be made automatically because all the data from the building is in the system. And the other or even more important part is the renovation passport. So when the data is okay, then we can provide or design different tools or pathways or scenarios. And we try to develop intuitive new tools for private owners or apartment association. They can basically play with and see what will happen when I renovate like this or that or on a third way. So there are let's say there are a lot of work in this let's say kitchen side, what we don't see. There are a lot of databases which need to be upgraded and so on. So I think past couple of years and in front of maybe 4 years, there are a lot of work in construction sector regarding digitalization that we don't maybe see, but is needed to develop different tools. And of course, awareness raising. And here the Küll is definitely the key player with Credex to give all the knowledge which comes from this project can be put into people's head basically. So from my side, thank you. And if you have any questions, yes, thank you.